Did you know that ancient Egyptians kept pet crocodiles? Well, there's more incredible facts you probably didn't know about ancient Egypt. Stick around to find out what they are. When we hear the word pharaohs, most of us instantly think of pyramids and mummies. But the truth is, ancient Egypt wasn't just temples and statues. It was a civilization full of science that was thousands of years ahead of its time. In this video, we'll explore the greatest sciences developed by the ancient Egyptians that still amaze the world today. At No. 1, we have medicine and mummification. How does one even start talking about ancient Egypt and not begin with mummies? Ancient Egyptians were among the first doctors in history. Medical papyri like the Edwin Smith Papyrus described detailed surgical procedures, including the treatment of wounds, fractures, and even brain surgery. They used herbs and plants to treat various diseases. For example, opium for pain, chamomile for anxiety, and even antibiotics before we discovered them. They also had remedies for skin and dental problems, like using a paste made of ground pearls and vinegar to whiten teeth. But their most incredible scientific achievement was mummification, the process of preserving human remains for the afterlife. They used a combination of salts, oils, and other chemicals to dehydrate the body and prevent decay. And they were so successful that some mummies have lasted thousands of years and are still in great condition today. Scientists are still studying the techniques and materials used by the Egyptians to learn how to preserve human remains better. And you thought mummies were just scary things in old movies. Next up at No. 2, we have astronomy and the stars. The Egyptians carefully observed the patterns of the stars and planets and used them to develop a sophisticated understanding of the universe. They knew that the year had 365 days and divided it into 12 months. They built temples and pyramids that were aligned with the rising and setting of certain stars. For example, the Temple of Karnak has an astronomical ceiling that depicts the path of the sun through the sky. And the Great Pyramid of Giza aligns almost perfectly with the true north and the constellation of Orion. The Egyptians kept track of time by observing the stars and used this knowledge to develop a calendar. They also believed that the pharaohs were divine and would eventually become stars themselves. At No. 3, we have mathematics and engineering. Now, let's talk about the engineering marvels of ancient Egypt, especially the pyramids. How did they manage to build these massive structures